Alright, chain rule is a way to differentiate composite functions. When we talk about composite functions, those are functions that happens to be inside other functions. So for example, if you see here, g of x is inside f of x. Well, the derivative of f of g of x is f prime of g of x times g prime of x. What that means is, anytime we have a function inside another one, we take the derivative of the outer function, keeping the inner function inside, and then multiplying by the derivative of the inner function. For example, if I look at this example, y equals 3x minus 2x squared to the third, I see that 3x minus 2x squared is inside the cube function. So my inner function will be 3x minus 2x squared. This is the inner function. And then the cube will be the outer function. So to take the derivative of y, which is y prime, first I need to take the derivative of the outer function. I have a cube here, so the 3 comes down. And then keeping the inner function inside, subtracting 1 from 3, which is 2, so just applying, the power rule of derivative, and then I'm going to multiply that by the derivative of the inner function. The derivative of the inner function is, derivative of 3x is 3, and the derivative of negative 2x squared is negative 4x. And that's the end of it. Next problem. We have f of x equals the cubic root of x squared minus 1 squared. Before I can write the derivative of this function, I can use some algebra to kind of make it look a lot simpler than that. So this is the same as x squared minus 1 to the power of 2 over 3, which now it tells me that this is x squared minus 1, which is the inner function. It's inside the power of 2 over 3. To take the derivative of that, according to the chain rule, I take the derivative of the outer by dropping 2/3 and then subtracting 1 from it. Well, 2/3 minus 1 is negative 1/3, because 1 could be considered as 3 over 3, and 2 over 3 minus 3 over 3 is negative 1/3. And then multiplying that by the derivative of the inner function, which is 2x. Now, this is the end of the derivative, but we need to kind of rewrite this in a more appropriate way, since we don't like to have, negative powers. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make that into a denominator with a positive power, so it becomes x squared minus 1 to the power of 1/3, and that's the end of the problem. So basically the chain rule is a way to calculate the derivative of composite function. Composite functions are functions that have a function inside another one. So to calculate the derivative of a composite function, you take the derivative of the outer, keeping the inner inside, and then multiplying by the derivative of the inner function.